to another Hi event right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. It's a night of glitz and glamour right here at the Taj as Sriyani Dress Point unveils their latest line of bridal wear, Khayal. Stay tuned with me to find out more.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for being here. It's going to be an evening where we speak about a different fashion platform that's going to bring out something new and exciting that has been really curated. So we're going to be speaking more about the show that's going to come up, and that's what this discussion is all about.
There are a few questions that have been put together, but I would like to just ask you. I know you told me not to ask you unwanted questions, but I just want to ask you, how would you describe this fashion element that you want to show?
Basically, Khayal is a brand that Sriyani Dress Point is launching soon on the 11th of February. And Khayal is an word that comes from Urdu. What we're trying to do here is we're launching bridal wear and evening wear. So we thought, Khayal makes sense to us.
What can we expect with this show that's going to take off in Kandy?
You're going to see a whole range of lehengas, saris, including ready-to-wear saris, and a whole collection for men's ethnic wear as well. So you'll see men's sherwanis, embellished suits, blazers.
As someone who has been driving this brand and your main brand, tell me about what made you fall in love with this profession that you're in, apart from the element of dressing up.
I think I've always been very passionate about fashion. Probably having my father sort of be in this business for over 30 years. He's a serious workaholic, and I think it was always about fashion in the family as well. And even though you told me not to say anything about dressing up, I too love dressing up. Who doesn't, right? Every occasion, everyone wants to dress up. So, that's how I ended up here.
All right. I'm going to shift your question there. That is, of course, to Madhushika.
Yeah.
Hi, Madhushika. And how is it for you to champion this brand?
I'm in this business for like 10 years now. Who doesn't like fashion? So that's the reason that we are into this.
Okay. Tell me about Sriyani Dress Point. Now, it has been around. What has been the market like? And from the time your father started to where it is right now, things have really changed. The way we see the outfits have changed, and including the embellishments. People sometimes don't want so much, or they want. How do you sort of fathom and sort of plan ahead?
We are into mass crowd, the mass market. So the main tagline of Sriyani is like you get quality dresses, quality clothes for very less price. So when we are moving forward, we just thought of touching the niche crowd, niche market. That's how we came into this show and stuff.
You're very strong when it comes to your bridal industry. How did you find a place for it, and how have you stayed there?
We didn't find a place. Actually, we started with saris. The 3 decades ago, we started the showroom with only saris. We sold only saris in the beginning. And then materials, fabric. And then only we moved to ready-mades. So we are still 3 decades of experience in the bride.
And when brides come and see you, or when you have all the expats who are living in other countries must be purchasing from you, do you promote this as a hot destination for a wedding that you can have here?
Of course, we are actually serving for 3 generations of brides. Like we still have customers who come. We have served the grandmother's bride and bridal mothers and daughters now. So
That's a lot too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of brides there. All right, so I'm going to come back to you all in a bit. But I do want to speak to our main sponsors, Moose. So I want to ask you about this partnership.
Sriyani Trust Point actually really helped us start the business. So in 2018, when no one really knew of us, Mr. Selva Raj, Dinushka's and Madhu's dad, really helped us. Nobody knew of Moose. He was one of the first people to help us and launch and to get to where we are today. So we have, so we've been partners for the last 5 years, and I think Sriyani Trust Point has been the one of the partners who has really helped us come up over the years. So we are really excited to see what for Sriyani Trust Point also to take their next step to get into a more niche market. So look forward to this fashion show and the new brand launch.
Amazing. And it's remarkable that you remember where it all started and the fact that you guys are still in one line of thinking and helping each other. I think local brands always needs to be there for the others so we can grow as one. Thank you. I'm going to speak to someone who made the bridal industry very glamorous. And she's, of course, who's seated right here, Nelum, who is from Brides of Sri Lanka magazine. I would like to also extend my thoughts on, I was once a cover boy for her.
Yes, you were.
Thanks. Accept it publicly. It's a decision that you might regret one day. I wanted to ask you, having such brands who bring down such quality products, and you might have worked with them and you would have featured so many brides who have dressed their outfits as well. Tell me, this wedding madness that we have in our country, how is it going, and is it changing, is it improving, or is it getting really out there?
It is evolving, for sure. And so we have a lot of potential. And our talent is getting better and it's growing. Sri Lanka is one of the most, if not the best, marketable countries as a destination wedding and destination for weddings. And we have the resources, we have the capabilities, we have the infrastructure, and we have unbeatable talent. And I believe that the wedding industry can support this economy where it is in a dire need for foreign currency, and I think wedding industry could help immensely. And an event like Khayal is actually creating a window to showcase the potential, the magnitude of our potential to the world. And we are ever in support of events like that.
Imali Gunasekar, thank you so much for being here. So tell me about, okay, first to start with, how big is the whole wedding and a hotel wedding understanding in Kandy?
Yes, in Kandy, it's a massive market, I would say. So coming from Kandian bridals to their attire, Kandy has a unique sort of trend and way, especially we are Kandians. So we always go like an Indian way of dressing and a Kandian way of dressing as such. So, and I can say it's a dream of especially Kandians and Sri Lankans to have and dress as a Kandian and to have their wedding at a venue like Earls Regency. It has been a dream of them ever since childhood. I know so many of our clients and guests who come there just to have have their wedding in such a place. And in Earls Regency, what we want, rather than just being a venue itself, just to look good on a photograph, more than that, what we hope is that the photograph itself to speak volumes, for it to bring a memorable experience, to bring back all the memories that you had at Earls Regency. So yeah, I would say it is a massive market there. And what this initiative Khayal is doing would be nothing but great.
The market that you're trying to get into is a very competitive market.
Yes.
How are you planning on standing tall or standing different in there so that you can create a place for yourself?
Khayal, it is inspired by Indian weddings. And I think the kind of collection that we have at Khayal, it's going to be very difficult for you to find it anywhere else. Even though the market is very competitive, I think we can cater to the crowd who are looking for ready-to-wear outfits, because if they try to, I know you can get such outfits if you can get it custom made by designers, but the duration that takes to get something like that done, and it's not accessible for everyone. So what we are trying to provide with Khayal is accessible and affordable clothing.
Tell me, as a local brand, what would you tell someone who wants to create an identity for themselves and create a brand of their own, especially during these tough days? What would you tell them?
Hard work, and also to keep at it. That's in simple. You just keep at doing what you are supposed to do. The results will follow.
Well, I have with me Madhushika here, who's representing Sriyani Dress Point. So Madhushika, let's talk a little bit about Khayal, the brand itself.
Khayal is a name came from Urdu actually. It means fond remembrance. So actually what we are trying to focus on Khayal is the Indian luxury wedding wear, and that is not only for the brides, it's actually for even for the guests. So that's what we are targeting by Khayal.
Now, there are lots of bridal wear out there, especially in Colombo and even outskirts of Colombo, if you think about it. So why are you bringing out this particular line?
The bridal. Actually, it's very rare. It's rare to find proper Indian wear in Sri Lanka. Even if you find it, you have to get it done by a designer or someone, but it takes some time, right? So we are actually showcasing ready-to-wear products. So that's rare to find in Sri Lanka. That's why we had to bring that down.
So now you're talking about doing ready-made wear, and do you cater to all sizes? Now, say someone who's on the heavier side maybe shows up, oh, I'm in a rush, I need to get my lehenga done. Would you cater for that sort of market as well?
Of course. Actually, by Khayal, we are not only targeting the young crowd. It's even for mother, we are covered. Grandmother, yeah, we are covered. So you don't have to worry about anything, age or size or nothing. Doesn't count.
Well, there you go. You're all covered when you come over to Sriyani Dress Point to get yourself dressed in the Indian wear with Khayal. I have Dinishka here with me, who is the brains and the mind behind Khayal. So tell us a little bit about the brand and how it came about.
So Khayal basically is inspired by Indian weddings because now more and more people in Sri Lanka are fascinated about Indian ethnic looks, and they check out everyone's big fat Indian weddings. And we thought we should just widen our audience and bring that collection to them here in Sri Lanka. So yeah.
Well, there you go. And it's not just for the bride. You are catering for the entire family, the bride, the groom, entire lot. So how did this idea come about to cater for the entire bridal party?
Because, starting off, men's, I feel like in Sri Lanka, men's wear is really, really overlooked upon. So we thought, you know what, we want to provide to the guys in Sri Lanka who want that Indian Sriyani look to match their Indian looking brides. That's why we've launched our men's Indian ethnic wear. And I mean, of course, we can't neglect the ladies who want to dress up for these events. Hence why we are bringing exclusive one-of-a-kind saris and decadent lehengas for the ladies who want to dress up and attend a wedding.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the 11th of February that you're bringing about. You're showcasing your collection. What are we expecting?
You can definitely expect a lot of brilliance, shine, fantasy. So you'll feel like you're entering a wedding. That's kind of what we are trying to do. And you will. So we have around 6 segments. We're hoping to showcase all. We've hand-picked some of our items from the Khayal collection to showcase at this event. We do have a few more surprises on the day, so I'll leave it at that.
I have Emali Gunasekar here with me, who's representing Earls Regency now. Just like you've said before, Earls Regency is one of the places for brides and grooms to get together and, have their celebration in Kandy. So let's talk about that partnership and pairing up with Khayal.
Yeah. So Earls Regency is a mark of excellence and exclusivity. So Khayal being an exclusive event in itself, we thought why not put both of them together, and definitely it's going to be a fantastic project. And Earls Group itself, we are always supporters and motivators of up and coming new innovations and new creations. So I thought this is a fantastic opportunity for us, as well as Khayal and Sriyani Dress Point, to do something amazing to us.
So now the 11th of February is the day that everybody's looking forward to. You've got a showcase happening there. What can we look forward to?
So 11th of February, it's going to be a massive event where there's going to be a dinner buffet as well, which all can enjoy. So it's going to be one of a kind with the panoramic views that we have set up. It's going to be one of a kind event. You should come, and everyone should come and see. It's a must to see event.
One last question. Will we see you in a Khayal collection, maybe, on the ramp?
Hopefully, never know.
I have Nelum Hattala here, who's going to talk about her collaboration with Khayal here with Sriyani Dress Point. So tell me, Nelum, how did this collaboration come about?
Well, they approached us to be the exclusive bridal magazine partner, and Brides of Sri Lanka is ever supportive of new ventures, newcomers to the wedding industry, new designers, whoever we can showcase on our platform, use our platform to help them. And when we collaborated with them, one of the most important things for us was not just to showcase them to Sri Lanka or the Sri Lankan wedding industry, but to take them to a global stage through the magazines that are on board Sri Lankan Airlines, our magazines that are sold in 5 cities, and our digital platforms such as our interactive online magazine and our iOS and Android apps, and also our social media platforms. So it's all open for them so that we can take them forward and into the world and showcase what great talent we have in Sri Lanka.
There are many designers out there. So why particularly back Khayal up and then, partner up with them to give them the kind of exposure that you're doing?
Like I said, we always support newcomers, new ventures, and when Dinushi approached me, she was a fresh person she's coming with Sriyani Dress Point, but Khayal is a new concept, a new venture. So it is our duty as media partners to support the local talent and take them forward and give them a platform to walk on.
I have Tiasha here with me, who's just witnessed the collection that Sriyani Dress Point has put out. So Tiasha, what is your Khayal about Khayal?
So, very honestly, I'm coming from Kandy as well. There aren't a lot of places that you can buy really beautiful, exclusive bridal wear. And I think with what Sriyani Dress Point is doing and launching this new wonderful collection, I think it's giving sort of opening avenues for them to be able to bring out the best collections that they possibly can and give options for people who who really need them, and for very special occasions, be it the guest of a wedding or even one of the couples of the wedding or the special event. So very honestly, after having a look around of the pieces, I gotta say some of them are pretty eye-catching, and I can't wait to see the entire collection when they have their wonderful event in Kandy.
There you go. Sounds fantastic. Something that caught my eye was, apart from just dressing the bride, they were catering to the entire wedding party. So even if you want to collect and get a piece for yourself for a wedding to dress up in, well, there you go. Khayal is there.
Exactly. And very honestly, like I was telling you the other day, now with the being a new mum and stuff, and having the guy who's able to run around, saris are quite not the easiest thing to wear. So I love the option that there are other kinds of evening wear to select from. So it's fantastic.
Well, I have Trashan here with me, who's put up this beautiful event this evening along with Sriyani Dress Point, unveiling their Khayal collection. Let's talk a bit about how this event came about and your collaboration with Khayal.
Well, initially I was approached by Dinushika and Gayanta. When they told me about this idea, I was like, yes, let's do it, because they are going in for rebranding Sriyani Dress Point altogether, and the clothes are amazing. Their collections are just on point. So people are just going to love it. So I obviously wanted to be a part of it.
So now you're taking part in the event in Kandy as well. Your company, Oddmode, will be handling the event in Kandy as well. Let's talk a little bit about that.
The show will be on the 11th of February. Everything is set. We are working with the best in the industry. So the show is just going to be fab. So let's look forward to it.
Will we
Say anything too much because I want to keep the hype going.
will we see you in a blingy sherwani as well?
Let me surprise y'all.
I have Jude here with me now. We've had a lovely unveiling of the brand Khayal, Jude. So let's talk about the concept and your association behind it.
I'm privileged to be the show director for what's happening on February 11th. I'm very excited. We have had a preview of some of the amazing outfits that would be there on the day of the show. But it's an amazing showcase. It's going to be a lovely show. We have a few surprises packed in. But as far as choreography, we are trying to offer something that has never before been seen, right? You might see some familiar faces, some special guests who would take to the runway for the very first time in Sri Lanka. And I mean, I don't want to give everything away. You definitely have to be there to see what we are trying to do today.
Now, you've been associated with the runway quite a lot. So what sets Khayal apart from everything else, all the glitz and glamour that you see every day?
I think this is the first time working with Sriyani Dress Point. For me, they've been a lovely fashion house. They've been really open to suggestion and open to seeing what an audience might want. I don't think a show has existed that has really catered to what an audience might want. And also, there's a lot of fanfare and fantasy about Indian clothing, Indian designer wear, especially from a wedding perspective. I think there are loads of brides who could benefit from being at this show. We want to showcase a lot of dream and fantasy that one might have about their big day. And especially if you are just a well-wisher or a guest, we have a lot to offer you. For the first time ever, there's going to be a complete showcase for men, featuring sherwanis, two-piece, three-piece, inspired by Indian brocade work, embroidery. There's a lot of detail. I myself, hopefully, I'm privileged enough to be wearing something from them. But we want to save all the surprises for the runway. So if you're a man interested in Indian designer wear, ceremonial wear, occasion wear, you definitely need to be at the show or keep your eyes glued to what's happening.
It certainly has been an evening of glitz and glamour right here at the Taj as Sriyani Dress Point unveils their Khayal collection. Until we see you again with another high event, take care and be safe.